What you're seeing is the outcome of a week-long workshop that we've run with the students on the MA Graphic Design Communication programme here at the MA at Camberwell, called Synthetic Imagery, Synthetic Imaginary. And in this process, we've been experimenting with machine learning to engage with critical concepts around process, both within research practice, but also within design practice. In this project, we've been trying to examine two aspects of design practice. So both research on the one hand and practice on the other, how we generate imagery. In the research component of this project, we've been looking at how research can become a visual process. How can we collect and use a large data set of imagery to examine the world around us and to make critical inferences about what we see? And also, how might machine learning help us in this process? How might we leverage new technologies to discover new things about the world?
So we looked at a book called Design by Radical Indigenism by Julia Watson, and she basically showed technology in a different context where indigenous groups used human and plant symbiosis to essentially teach nature to be innovative. An example of this, which is what we focused on, was how they kind of taught plants and wildlife how to grow in order to form like bridge-like structures.
The second aspect of design practice we're trying to explore, the other side of the coin, is practice. And we're looking at how we can use new technology to tell new stories about the world around us as part of this ongoing research process. How can we use computational perception as a method to understand different things about the world that we might not be able to see through more traditional forms of design practice?
During the workshop, we gathered images related with our interests. In my case, it was digital devices along history, and the outcome triggered us to think about the future possibilities of digital devices and how they will make impacts on our design process.
I think this is a good example of the kind of project we try to run here on the course, thinking about alternative processes within design practice in a critical context. It's very exciting, of course, to use new technologies in our work, but we're also interested in how we situate this within a critical context.
So we spoke a lot about agency this week, specifically with kind of the different AIs that we're using for the workshops and the projects that we worked on. And something that came up a lot was how you could potentially distribute agency rather than creating kind of a hierarchical system where what you outsource to becomes somehow like lesser. So using kind of outsourcing as a collaborative method with, in this case, algorithms as a different model of thinking and working with, and kind of keeping all of that bottled into the kind of designer or the maker.
This highly experimental collaborative workshop got me thinking about the different non-traditional means that could be used to achieve ends that are more engaging and more unique. It prompted me to unlearn a lot about the misconceptions I had about the use of AI in the design world, as it can be used to reach results that could help inspire designers across different fields.